Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 504 podcast. Good weekend, bounce back weekend in South Louisiana and New Orleans Saints absolutely destroying the Bill Belichick Patriots, and also the LSU Tigers big weekend. Tulane's got a big weekend coming up. Pels start their season in about 2 weeks. So a lot of sports to talk about, guys. Let's start it off with the black and gold, man. Gave Dennis Allen a lot of hate. Hey, fire the guy. Fire him. Time to get rid of him. Fuck Derek Carr, ship him off to damn Vegas, right? 34-0. Bad football team, still a good win. Thoughts?
Let's not be a victim of the circumstances. I still think Allen's not the coach for the future, but you got to give them their props. Anytime you get a shutout in the NFL, whether it's Mac Jones or Patrick Mahomes, whoever it may be, it's still really, really impressive. They got it done. There's really nothing much to complain about. I thought it was collectively a great team win. They struggled a little bit offensively, but they got it turned around from second quarter on. So I thought it was very impressive. Carl Granderson, man, give him his flowers. I thought he played a hell of a game.
He's been the best defensive end.
I'm so glad he got paid, bro.
Exactly. I said that in that group text the other day. I was like, I'm glad we paid him when we did, because edge rushers are a premium in this league and they get paid like a premium. So I'm glad we paid him, and it was just nothing really to complain about. They look really, really good. Curious to see what they're going to look like versus Houston, but what do you think, Corey?
Back of all time?
Huh?
Is Kamara the greatest Saints running back of all time?
You got to give it to him. I mean, who else would challenge him? Like
Deuce,
yeah.
Kamara's a way better pass catcher, that's for sure. He's more elusive. He has more touchdowns.
Different times though. Like I feel like back then, like running backs weren't even really like utilized in that way.
That's true.
But I agree. But I agree with what both y'all are saying. I don't know, dude. Yeah. I think it was a really good weekend. I know Carmichael, like he was on a cross all week and stuff, and like for the most part, like I'm happy with what he did. Like there's a lot of motion. There's a lot of different looks that they were throwing at him. I mean, I can't really complain with what he did. I mean, obviously, like we were talking last week, Corey? We said like give him 2-3 weeks, and if he doesn't show up to the field, it's over. And honestly, granted, Patriots, they suck. It's a horrible football team. I mean, that is a horrible, horrible football team. So Mike said it before, like kind of take this game with a grain of salt. But dude, like I liked what he did with the offense. I like the motion. I like the different looks. I like what Carmichael did. And I hate to say that because I mean, dude, we were on his ass last week, but can't complain.
Yeah, everyone was.
Big week this week. Turning the table. Oh, sorry.
See, maybe the air isn't as crisp up there, man. Maybe we're all getting sick.
Flour. I'm making pizza.
You see it on your shirt. Damn, I want pizza now.
Dude, I'm making like legit flour and putting eggs. Like dude, we're cooking up here. I got bears in my yard, by the way. Another topic, another day. I had like 2 cubs. I walk outside, see 2 freaking cubs in my trees right now.
You had deer like the first week you were living there.
I had a buck in my yard Sunday. I have deer, I have rabbits, turkeys, and bears. I have 4 bears. The bear stole my trash. It was in his fucking mouth. It was in his mouth, and it was raining over there. It's been sick. Anyway.
Rocky Mountain Rholdon.
CJ Stroud's been pretty good, man. He's
been fantastic.
He's legit. And the Texans are a better football team than we thought they were going to be earlier in the year. They're still not good, but they're competitive. They can compete. It's going to be an interesting week. The Saints can show some kind of consistency. I want to see some consistency. I want to see them score multiple touchdowns on offense, and I want to see the defense play a complete game because the last not last week, but the 2 prior weeks in the losses, the defense played well. The first 3 quarters kind of fell apart there in the fourth. Also, the offense's undoing of not being able to kind of sustain drives and constantly put them out there. But I want to see another complete performance this week at home against the Texans team. I want to see the defense make CJ Stroud look confused, and I want to see the offense go out there and execute at a high level.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't have said better. Offensive line. Yeah, I just want to keep seeing these like younger guys keep getting better, like
improving.
Well, Mike, kind of like what you were saying. What I was reading earlier, what Underhill and like NOF put out. Something about like Trevor Penning is out of the starting lineup at offensive line now. They're switching things up there. So I mean, like I feel like they're actually like beginning to make change. A lot of different things are happening. I want to see them carry that success over to Houston as well, because I think it's going to be a really big game. And speaking of the defensive side of the ball, dude, like I think CJ Stroud's legit. I think he's fantastic. I love Tank Dell. Like I told everybody, like draft Tank Dell in fantasy before the season started. So I'm gonna give myself my flowers for that, because dude, he's been a beast, man. So look, I think the defense can show up to the function and do what they got to do. Can the offense continue doing what they do under Carmichael? Dude, I think so. I mean, like I said, like different looks, switch up the offensive line, take Penning out if you have to, because like Mike, you were saying like it was a Liz Frank injury and it takes time to heal and stuff, and he needs to get back into game shape and stuff. And obviously, he hasn't shown up through the first couple of weeks of the season. So if you got to switch things up and put a chip on his shoulder, do it. But I think as long as they show up in Houston, there's no reason why they don't win that game by a significant margin.
They're changing the offensive line, or is it
A little bit.
A little bit.
What does that entail?
I think they're going to move Hurst to tackle, and then they're going to put in Pete's coming back. Reese. So kind of like the start of last year's lineup, but
Penning hasn't been that bad. I don't think so. I mean, he was bad the first 2 weeks.
Bad about Penning, like damn near considering him a bust, even though it's a small sample size.
No, I mean the first 2 games he wasn't good, but like the last 2, he hasn't been bad. At least I don't think. I haven't heard. He had 1 penalty last week, I think, but like other than that, like I don't think he really, So offensive lineman's tough, because like you could be perfect all game and then you have 1 bad play and people remember that. So, but I mean, I thought he played fairly well. I didn't really remember seeing the left side of the line get blown up. I remember Hurst giving up a sack, but
they don't run the ball to his side like at all. Like they're not even testing Penning at all.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. They know more than us, but yeah.
Yeah. Big week, man. Big week. Just get some more momentum. Keep playing well, especially when you got the Thursday night matchup coming up with the Jags, right? Jags look like to be the team in the AFC South. But moving on to the LSU Tigers, dude, anybody who hates Jaden Daniels at this point needs to go kick rocks and play in traffic. I mean, dude's been incredible. Incredible. LSU gets a win on the road at Mizzou. Defense still has issues. Played better in the second half. Not great still, but schedule eases up a little bit. A lot more home games. A lot more games at Tiger Stadium. Zach, give me your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like what you were alluding to right there. I mean, 5 of your last 6 games are at home. Obviously, you travel up to Tuscaloosa for that last away game of the year. But, man, there's just no complaints about Jaden Daniels. He's playing flawless football. There's no, like, ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's controlling the pace. He's pushing the ball down the field. Pretty sure he leads the nation and, like, passes 20-plus yards or something. I was reading some stat earlier about it. So every question that people had surrounding what Jaden Daniels could or couldn't do, I mean, he's just proving them wrong week in and week out. I mean, there's nothing about it. He's been fantastic. He's throwing the ball well. His decision-making's just been flawless. It's been a balanced attack. He's trusting his arm, trusting his legs, doing what he needs to do, proper reads. So, I mean, you have no questions when it comes to this offense. I mean, Malik Neighbors has been fantastic. Brian Thomas Jr., the emergence of him has just been significant. Leads the nation in touchdown receptions. And, I mean, he's making himself some money this season as not even really a wide receiver 2. I mean, you have 2 wide receiver 1s with Brian. So, the offense is fantastic. There's no questions right there, especially with Logan Diggs emerging too as a key running back for them. You have your RB1 now. So it all just comes down to what the defense can do. Can they carry that momentum, like Corey said, from the second half against Missouri? Can they carry that into, this week against Auburn? I think so. I mean, this Auburn team, and we'll preview that in the next segment or whatever, but I mean, that Auburn team just isn't good at all on offense. So I think this is going to be a big opportunity for this defense to break out of their shell because, like I said, that Auburn team isn't that fantastic, but we'll get there. What you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels. I mean, I would say he's been carrying this offense, but he's been kind of carrying this offense.
He's been carrying the offense. I mean,
yeah, it's hard to say that because like other weapons he does have, but like like you said, Diggs and the 2 receivers are probably the best duo in the country. Them and Washington receivers, but yeah, I mean, he's been lights out. There's, I mean, he might be the best quarterback in the country right now. Like he might not be like. That might not be reflected in the NFL draft because Caleb Williams will probably
statistically he's the best.
But statistically, yeah, and then even the eye test, it's pretty amazing. I asked my dad this question: do you think he's the second best LSU quarterback of all time?
It's been a hot topic in the press room recently for us. Like we were talking about that a little bit. I mean, it's almost hard not to say he is. Obviously, you can talk about the other guys like Mettenberg. Like there's other
He's definitely
guys
better
you
than
can list.
Mettenberger. He's
But
definitely
like I'm just throwing out like a name. Like there are names that you can put in that conversation, but it's hard not to say that Jaden Daniels isn't a top 3, top 4 LSU quarterback of all time at this point. Just because he's done it. He's just look at this offense, man. Goddamn. Statistically, he's right there with what Joe Burrow was doing in 2019. And I don't think people are actually looking at the numbers as close as they should. I mean, they're almost like neck and neck when it comes to what he's doing, and he's just doing more with his legs. But yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels is definitely, top 3, top 4, top 5 LSU quarterback of all time. And he might be the second best, to be honest, behind Burrow.
Yeah, he's definitely top 3. I don't know. I asked my dad. He's like, "Oh no," and I was like, "Okay, then who?" And he was just like, "We were just going through the list." So,
Look,
would you say, Corey?
credit to some 70s guys.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we're young guys, so like we don't really know. Like
It's a smaller sample size for us.
yeah, but like there's no one that like stands out like that we've heard of. That's like And then plus the numbers. It's a different football game than it was back then. But like there's no like numbers that can really hang with Daniels other than Burrow at the moment. So yeah, it's always hard to. It's like the media does it all the time. It's like, is LeBron better than Jordan? Is Luka going to be better than this guy? It's just like it's just
Hard.
yeah. It depends. What'd you say, Corey?
Yeah, just Butch Jones, 70s guy, played in the NFL a long time. He's up there. Tommy Hudson, quarterback in the 80s, he's up there. You got to give credit to Matt Flynn. I think Jaden Daniels is better than Matt Flynn.
Yeah, definitely.
But still won a natty. But I mean, besides that, I think he's up there. Jamarcus Russell, I know he's one of the biggest busts of all time. Still a good quarterback at LSU.
Yeah. Would you rather have Russell or would you rather have Daniels? Exclude the NFL shenanigans.
Dude, that's actually a tough conversation.
It's a really tough conversation. I was trying to stay out of it, honestly. I was seeing what Corey would say.
Dude, I always forget about Jamarcus Russell. It's like I don't know. It's like people try and get.
That's why when I was saying like top 3, like I was considering him in that conversation.
Yeah, Jamarcus was legit when he was actually.
Who's that dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bigger arm.
This week, Auburn. You want to talk about it, Zach? Break down the matchup?
Yeah, dude. Like, there's just a couple of things about that team that are confusing. That offense is – I mean, look, I don't want it to come back and bite me in the ass just because LSU's defense can make any team look good on any given day. But, I mean, that Auburn offense is abysmal. You really have nothing going for you at all. And I know they're 3-2 and stuff, and, like, Hugh Freeze is, like – I mean, he's an awesome recruiter. He's a cool guy and stuff. But, dude, there's nothing that Auburn does that scares me in the slightest. They have no receiver with over 200 yards. Peyton Thorne, their QB1, has thrown for 643 yards this year. That's it. Your running backs, your leading running back is rushed for like 202 yards. I'm going off the top of my head, and I'm pretty sure that's right. But, like, dude, you have no offensive attack in the slightest. Your receivers are not as talented as they should be in the SEC. Your starting running back has only rushed for 200 yards. You kind of utilize a 2-quarterback system with Peyton Thorne, and then you have Robbie Ashford, who, like, he's only thrown in the game to use his legs. He's run the ball more than he's passed the ball this season. So it's just an interesting offensive attack that they have. They don't throw the ball much. And with Peyton Thorne, your QB1, you're really using him in an RPO-type scheme a lot, and he's running the ball a lot. So, like, there's just really nothing about that offense that worries me at all. The defense, they have a pretty talented defensive line to a degree. One of their safeties, Jalen Simpson, has picked the ball off like 4 times this year. Like, he's a fantastic defensive back. But there's just nothing about this team on either side of the ball that scares me. And, kind of with all that being said, it's Auburn. So it's going to be a good game. Like, it just has to be. Like, it's written in the stars already. And I think that spread of 11.5 is interesting, and we'll get there once we talk about a couple of bets. But, I mean, in my opinion, there's just nothing about that offense that scares me. Defensively, you have a couple of weapons that certainly could try to do some things. But, I mean, dude, there's just no reason why this defense can't shake back and do what they're supposed to do and handle business and break out of their shell against this just abysmal offense.
Yeah, it is a abysmal offense, but they did hang in there against Georgia, and it is a rivalry game.
Which is so interesting to me because there's no statistic, there's no reason why that should have even been a contest.
Yeah, I just think, they play hard. It's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
I don't see this being a blowout. I see LSU winning, but I think this is the week the offense actually has a little bit of a lull.
I was thinking that too, just because they have to come back down to earth at some point for one game, and this could be that one game. But I mean, dude, like there's just nothing that Auburn does that makes me like worried,
Yeah.
like at all.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it seems like every single time they play each other, it's a close game. It's kind of like LSU Arkansas. It's just like a classic.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no matter how bad or how good each team is, it's gonna be a close game. The stat I saw today, LSU's pass defense is ranked 121st, and Auburn's pass offense is ranked 121st.
That Peter Burns tweet, boy, he's the shit.
Yeah, Pat, bad on bad. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. The over/under 60. I thought I couldn't tell if that was high or low. I guess I'd take the under. I mean, just figure to be a close game, 11-point spread. 11 points is interesting, like you said. I would take the under if I had to, but I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I'd stay away from that game.
That's just a weird. Even my friend who's a degenerate gambler is like, yeah, I'm not touching that game. So I'm like, all right. But yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be a close game. That's one thing I will stick with. Yeah. Who would you compare like Auburn's quarterback to? Like, I'm not really familiar.
Corey, I have a weird one for you.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to compare him to a college quarterback. I want to see if you know this name. Do you remember a guy from John Curtis, Colin Guggenheim?
I play beach volleyball with Guggenheim.
So
yeah,
I'm not saying that Auburn runs. I'm not saying Auburn runs this like John Curtis style RPO offense strictly, but like when I'm thinking about it, like what?
Stout big guy who's tough.
Like that's what it is. Like I can't think of a comparison just because they don't allow him to do anything special. He doesn't throw the ball a ton. He runs the ball. Like it's so split. Like their quarterbacks, I think their quarterbacks combined for like 33% of their rushing yards. Like
really?
There is nothing about this offense that makes sense to me.
Hey, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Goog real quick. Goog sometimes listens to this. Shout out Goog, keep balling out, man. Southland Conference. He plays running back at Nichols. Had like 60 rushing yards against Tulane last week.
Pretty sure he just won like conference offensive player of the week.
Yep.
Sounds like this quarterback is Nick Marshall reincarnated.
A little bit.
Less athletic. Like if we're talking about Peyton Thorne, I mean, he's way less athletic. Like it just, I don't know, man. I'm done. I've said it a million times, like a broken record. Their offense just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, all right. You're making me want to bet this under now.
I wouldn't touch the under because LSU could easily put up 40 points if they really wanted to. Like you just never know. That's why, like you said, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
But like if they put up 40 and the chances are it's probably gonna be a close game. I mean, I don't know.
That too.
It's weird. It's very, very weird. What, Corey?
And jump into Pels.
Well, let's hit recruiting real quick. Zach, is there anything to talk about recruiting wise right now?
Yeah. I mean, you have the number one quarterback in America coming to town this weekend. Bryce Underwood's coming to Baton Rouge. Corey, you probably heard a lot about that because his phone's off. Because Bryce Underwood went and visited Colorado in September. But dude, I mean, you're getting a visit from Bryce Underwood again.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
Well, I was saying you probably heard a lot of stuff because Bryce Underwood went and visited Colorado. And he's coming to Baton Rouge this weekend. It's fantastic. I mean, this is the second time he'll be in town in 2.5, 3 months. So to get him back in town with his family once again is tremendous. You're talking about this guy who's being, almost a perfect composite score. Like this is that dude at the high school ranks, 5-star 2025 quarterback. To get him in town is tremendous again. So, you're looking at a Final Four schools of, you got Colorado in the mix now, Corey. You got LSU. You got the hometown Michigan, Penn State. Those are kind of the 4 schools that are really in the mix for him. And looks like he's going to commit around that January mark. It's like January 6th, January 9th, one of the two. So to get him in town, roll out the red carpet, do what you got to do is big. He's bringing his wide receiver with him to town. So you got some guys. You got Nashawn Montgomery, 4-star, just priority target, 4-star wide receiver out of Florida. So you have some really big names, and I'm going to have some more names confirmed tomorrow and Friday, unfortunately. So, I won't be able to have that for us today. But look, I mean, it's a big weekend for LSU football. LSU women's basketball is bringing the number 1 player in America to town, Aaliyah Chavez. She's the number 1 point guard in the 2025 class. And, I mean, this girl's a freak, man. She averaged 30 points a game as just a sophomore in high school. So you're going to have some star-studded talent on the sidelines for this game in football. Men's basketball is going to have some guys in town, women's basketball, gymnastics even. So just another big recruiting weekend for LSU. They always blow it out the park, man.
Yeah, I got to say something too. One last thing I forgot. It's a tragedy, LSU and Auburn. will not be playing. I see both sides. I want to see LSU go to every SEC team and not be like 10 years or 12 years, like whatever South Carolina was. They haven't been in South Carolina since 2008. That's a joke. But it's sad seeing this rivalry not being played every single year. So shout out to the Tiger Bowl. One of my favorite rivalry games with LSU.
Yeah, no,
Agreed.
I think just speaking on just like the atmosphere of Auburn, I mean, it's going to be a sold out game, night game. You know, this just I just feel this is going to be like a classic, like LSU
Auburn.
atmosphere. Yeah, LSU Auburn atmosphere. So I posted a reel on the Instagram page of like all the classic times LSU and Auburn have played, and it gives,
That's our childhood. These games,
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be there. I mean, I got friends coming in for it, so no, it's gonna be a great weekend. Win or lose, it's gonna be a fun atmosphere. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with
Talk
that.
Pels?
Yeah, we talk Pels.
I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. Dude, Zion,
Yeah.
clearly the best player on the basketball court last night. Sat there. It was like, yeah.
Paolo Banchero says otherwise.
What? So Mike,
Markel Fultz.
what? Just watching the game. It's like, yeah, I get the injuries. I get it. But this dude is so freaking good. He's so good.
He's
What
a
do you
roller
think about him
coaster.
at the 5?
Who wants to go first? Pels.
Me. I'm asking you. What do you think about him playing the 5? I mean, dude, he played it not like an expanded role, but I mean, it was there.
I just want him on the court. I don't care. Get him.
Yeah.
Second unit's concerning, especially without Trey Murphy. Second unit's a big concern, actually. But, I mean, Zion's on the court, you have a chance.
Well,
I know
last
we're kind
night,
of sitting here. Oh, my God.
what's that?
No,
I was going to say last night they missed 60% of their second unit. So Nance, Alvarado, Murphy, pretty big guys. No, but I was watching Zion, you know, with Hawkins on the floor, and if he's 80% of the shooter of what he's advertised to be, like they're going to be a tough team to stop. Like if you put Murphy and Hawkins and like BI and then whoever the fuck you think of as the fifth guy, like dude, they're going to be spaced out. They're going to be very, very tough to beat moving forward. I mean, it's an exciting team, but it's just like, can they stay healthy? It's, you know, beating it to death. So yeah, no, Zion, just get him on the floor. I agree with Corey. Whether it's the 1, the 5, whatever, anything in between. Yeah, it's exciting though. Every time you watch him, you're like, wow, like this dude's incredible. So
but like every time you see him, you're like, okay,
like this is why we keep him.
This dude's different.
Yeah.
He's a freak. And I know like this is a Pelicans thing, so we're gonna sit here and like harp on the Pelicans. But dude, Paolo Banchero is that dude. Holy shit, bro. Like, oh my God. Like it's hard to believe he's only like 20 years old. And that's all I'm gonna say, because he did do a disgusting move on Zion and then punching on Jonas's head. But dude, like he's that dude. And other than that, I just need to get that out of my system.
Yeah, he is.
Zion's fantastic. Like, obviously, there's a reason why we keep him around. There's a reason why we haven't dished him off yet. It's because he's a fantastic basketball player. They did those little NBA rankings or whatever the other day, and it had him like 57, 51 core. Yeah, so it's just like it just some people don't know ball. Obviously, Zion's a fantastic talent. So I liked what I saw last night. I'm really intrigued to see what Dyson Daniels' role is going to be this year for the Pels, dude. Just because like I just want him to take that next step so damn bad, because I just think he's so talented. And it's just a matter of time until that second unit clicks. Because Corey, you're right. Like, obviously, we're missing a lot of production with that unit, but at the same time, like, if that group can get it together, this is going to be a scary team. Just because you're going to face injuries, so your second level is going to have to be freakish, and not freakish, but just able to hold down the fort. So I liked what I saw last night. It was interesting seeing Zion play a lot of 5, and I mean that's really that, dude. Small sample size, but good stuff.
I agree.
No, they definitely need a 5 though.
Yeah.
I mean, Jonas, I love Jonas, but they need someone behind him that has tall and some kind of shot blocking capabilities.
Why I said Claxton, and I know that's kind of a clown call, but like,
yeah, I mean, I'd love that, but you'd have to give up Jonas, and then you're in the same situation. So they just need somebody. There's really no
real quick preseason
easy answer.
NBA champions.
Huh?
Any predictions for the NBA? MVP, NBA champions?
MVP.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go Luca. I think this is Luca's year for that. He's
Bobby
due.
and I have been wishing for that for so long, Mike. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've been wanting that for so long. I don't. We'll see. I mean, I don't know what his production's always going to be the same. But I'm going to stay away from awards right now just because I need to see a little bit more. But if I'm talking like future champion, I mean, bro, like it's obviously. Are you going to be a homer and say the Nuggets? By the way,
Dude, I got a lot.
because like I just want to sit back and say like the Bucks look fantastic, obviously doing what they did. I don't know if they'll win it all, but I love. Of course, it's hard to not like what they did. Obviously, another casual take is what the Celtics did. It's hard for me to not sit back and say the Celtics. By the way, like I think they could get over the hump with
Not,
Drew. I mean, that's such a scary team, bro. Wait, what'd you say?
not the Suns.
I can't do it yet, bro. Because I want to say that I'd want to say the Nuggets. I'd want to be on your side and say that.
No, like I just covering this team and going to practices and just watching.
Homer.
They just play such team basketball. I hate to say it. So fucking good, dude. Like they're so good. Jokic is gonna win another MVP this year. They might rattle off 67 wins or 62 wins. They're gonna be an all-time team this year.
You think? Who they lose? They lost Brown, and then they lost someone else, didn't they?
No.
I thought they lost one other guy.
No.
No. Well, I guess they're counting on Christian Brown.
He exercised his deal, so yeah.
Yeah, that dude's pretty good.
He's
yeah, I
really
mean,
good.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Nuggets. Yeah, I would say Boston too. Boston should be really, really good.
I'm a Tatum fan, and people clown me for it. Like I think Tatum's a super talented player. I really think that Boston Celtics team could get over the hump now, especially with a leader in the locker room like they just added. So if I was to pick like a team, I guess I'd have to say the Celtics, dude. I hate that.
Why?
Just because like they let me down last year type shit. So it's like
Celtics can do it. I could easily see it. I could easily. I
gonna
honestly
lock
like
that in,
4 or 5
actually.
teams.
That's gonna be my for right now in this exact moment for this one podcast. I'm gonna sit here and say probably I think the Celtics can get over the hump and do it.
It's just their coach is kind of a.
That's the one thing for me. His adjustments last season were so piss poor.
And then
I'll probably change my mind eventually. Like I'll probably rotate back and forth till the season opener. But for right now on this call, I'll probably say
you just hear Mazzulla talk, you're like,
Celtics. Who you got?
Celtics what?
So he's Celtics. I'm Nuggets. Who do you have?
For like champions?
Yeah.
New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
The
Washington
Nuggets are what
Wizards.
the Pelicans are supposed to be.
The Wizards. They got Jordan Poole. He's going to average 55 a game.
They got the light skin tandem, him and Kuz.
I want to say Milwaukee. I kind of hate it though. I really do.
I thought you're a Giannis guy though.
Yeah, I mean, I like Giannis. I mean, he's good, obviously.
Small market, so.
But yeah, I mean, I hope Milwaukee loses every game just so because we got that pick swap. But I could see Milwaukee. I'd say Boston. I really do. I do like Boston. What they've made. I think Mazzulla has to be better, and I think he will be better. Tatum has been ascending. Brown's been good, even though he can't dribble the ball.
Yeah, that's so sad.
If Porzingis is healthy, I would say Boston. But yeah, I mean, if I had to bet it, I would just say Boston and the Nuggets, and just stick with stick with the best player in the league. I mean, it's always a good bet. So that's what I would roll with.
Just believing in the air up here. Avalanche, Stanley Cup's champs. By the way,
I don't know a damn thing about hockey, bro. I wish I could contribute to that.
I gotta cover that, dude. I'm learning. I'm actually watching
awesome
network right now before this call. I was trying to
just soaking up as much knowledge as possible.
Cale Makar bought my first hockey jersey. Cale Makar jersey.
Wow.
Hockey's lit. I like hockey.
No,
not bad. All right, favorite bets of the week. What do we got, boys?
All right, y'all go first.
I know, Mike. If you got anything, throw it out there. I need to look at the books real quick.
This dude just leaves.
I think since he does it on his phone, when he leaves the app or leaves the thing, it takes him out.
Favorite bet. Well, we talked about it before the show, but UFC, they just announced it's not this weekend, but the reason I'm doing it right now is because I think these odds are going to drop. I'm going to make the case for it. So in the UFC, Kamaru Usman versus Hamzat. Hamzat's a wrestler. He's undefeated. Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare, one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's moving up in a weight division to fight Hamzat in 2 weeks 2 weeks. I'm always for guys not having to cut extra weight, and he's literally one of the greatest fighters of all time. His odds right now are plus 300, which is like insane value. I don't think I've ever seen value like this ever. Hamzat is a stud. He might be the best wrestler in the UFC, but Usman is one of the best wrestlers as well. So I just think that's insane value. If you're just looking for something to bet, like good value, I would roll with that. I think the odds are going to come down on Usman because people are going to see 300 and immediately jump on that. So I think that's really, really good. Islam versus Alexander Volkanovski. Volkanovski's plus 190. That's another good value bet. UFC, you just want to put money on these. Let's get this.
I know, dude. I'm trying to get into it. I just
All right, so
yeah. Whoa, I'm still on. But yeah, UFC, you just want to put money on the like. If you can get good value, especially with champions and just like goats, then do it like every single time. So that's what I have, but that's in 2 weeks.
see, I like that. Oh yeah, see, like that's not. We can talk about that.
Well, I just want to get that bet in now because I think those odds are
right. Yeah, you're
jump
saying
on
the
that.
value of that, right?
Yeah, the value of it's insane,
I
especially.
might have to crush that. I didn't even realize USC Notre Dame play this week. Dude, USC is the underdog.
There's a lot of good games on Oregon.
Like they're plus 120, dude.
Yep. I got a couple of those bets.
Yeah,
So,
like if I'm looking at that, like just from a value perspective, like why would I not hit USC plus 120 just for fun? Like I'm not saying to drop a bag on it, but if I'm looking at that, like I don't trust Notre Dame. Like I think Sam Hartman's a good quarterback, and he might be like the person that they're missing per se, but that's not a good football team in my opinion. Like I still think they're a year away from getting back to what they could have been. So if I'm doing something like just for fun, I'm going to put money on USC just because I think run them out the park offensively with Caleb Williams. And I know Corey's a Caleb Williams meat rider, so I feel like you'd completely agree with that take as well. You have to be a meat rider because the Broncos are tanking for him. But like, I don't know. Like I feel like,
be honest, I think Notre Dame wins that game.
You think so?
Yeah, they have a better defense, and then USC can't stop a nosebleed. USC should have lost to Arizona.
It's a fair point. Defensively, they're sad.
Yeah,
they let everybody in. Real quick, so my bets. I have to go double check these lines.
I was about to say
Tulane minus 4.5. Okay, their president made some comments yesterday, and Tulane comes out and shows they're the best team in Group of 5 still. Next one, Oregon.
Wait. What did he say? I didn't see that.
No, he talked shit. Said he could never win a national championship with Tulane type deal and stuff.
Yeah.
Before you probably got
Is he wrong?
He says, what he say? He's like, yeah, I'm glad to be here in a city with better food and a team I can actually win a national title for. So I was like, all right, talk your shit after you just won a Cotton Bowl and probably gonna go to another New Year's Six Bowl, them in Air Force. So Oregon +3, Oregon money line on the road at Washington. I think the Ducks are the team. That's a ballsy take. That's a hot take. I
like it.
I think Oregon's better in Washington. Lastly, money line the Chargers at home versus the Cowboys. Cowboys are kind of going down a little locker room issues with CeeDee Lamb possibly, Dak struggling, and Chargers have all the talent in the world to get it done at home.
Wow.
Wait, what were your predictions for USC Notre Dame? You said Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
It's in South Bend too, right?
Yep, I think Notre Dame's a better team.
Yeah, USC's got to be the worst 10th ranked team I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah,
Watching them versus Arizona, I'm like, wow, this is like Arizona's quarterback put up stats, but like the eye test was not good. Their defense is embarrassing. I don't know what it is with Lincoln Riley. I mean,
dude, it's Alex Grinch. He keeps the same defense coordinator for no reason.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It just seemed, everything just falls back upon the head coach. But yeah, I don't get that one. What else? Is there anything else that's catching your eye? UNC -3.5 versus Miami. You got to go, Corey.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll wrap it up. But we're all right. Anything else, Zach? Anything else you want to plug? LSU country?
Nah, man, we're good. We're rolling out content in LSU country. Same old. Bunch of stuff every day. But
the war possibly happening,
Yeah.
Never mind. I was going to talk about the Air Force, like support your Air Force, but no, that hit wrong. Never mind. Ignore everything I just said.
Wrap us up, Mike.
All right, boys and ladies that are tuning in. We appreciate you guys. If you can like and subscribe, really appreciate it. And see y'all next week.